What is up, YouTube? Scrammy here, coming at you with another video of not an extreme test for the Sonim XP8. It's been a couple days now, and I've tried, and the phone just is not coming back. I'll show you a little later exactly what it's doing, but for now, I just thought I'd talk a little bit about this and show you a little more close up as to exactly what's going on and my thoughts of the Sonim XP8 and what I think happened. So stay tuned, stick around, and we'll go through this together. The first thing I'd like to talk about is basically how well the phone still looks for all the extreme things that I've done to it. As you can see, the thing still looks pretty friggin' new. I mean, this thing's been run over, burned, thrown off a house, frozen, smashed, bashed, any and everything you can think of. And the Sonim still looks pretty damn good. We've got, a few scrapes here and there, but really, it ain't that bad. I mean, on the corners, we got some damage here from all the drops. You can see through all the mud and everything else I've put and left this in, you can actually see there the ring around where the seal is on the phone to keep out all that dust and dirt. And it did a really good job. You can see nothing has gotten into this phone besides where the seal wasn't. So the battery, every spot there looks great. I'm really impressed with the build quality of this phone. It surely is a beast, and it's a shame that the Jello was the final straw. Now, when it comes to the Jello destroying the phone, I know that sounds bad, but I wouldn't be disheartened about it, guys. What I truly believe, this phone has been through everything. I've smashed it. I mean, you're talking almost a full year's worth of complete and utter smashing and destroying. It's been through everything. And what I really think happened is one of my previous tests, I started putting it in, chemicals and things of that nature. So, my opinion, especially speaking with other YouTubers, well, you can see here the battery of the phone is just fine. There's no issue here. You can even see the watermark hasn't been wiped off. So the battery did not get wet. And you can see the seal here, just like I showed you. It definitely did not get in here. Nothing got into this part of the phone. So the phone battery area was good. The screen itself, nothing got in the screen. It stayed completely dry. The weak point that I really believe was down here with the speakers. Now, these speakers, when it comes to water resistant and waterproof phones, obviously the speakers will have some sort of coating over them to prevent water and stuff from getting in. Also, the flap down here, has its own rubber ring, which when I checked it after the test to give a double check, it didn't seem as though anything had gotten in there. You can see it's pretty clean in there. I don't really believe that the Jello got in there, but these speakers, as I just stated, they do come with a sort of coating on them to prevent water and other things from getting in and around these buttons as well. What I think happened is through all my testing, and especially putting it in bleach and all that other stuff, that the coating on the speakers just was eroding. And each time I was doing another test, especially when it came to putting it in liquids, the speakers themselves, the coating broke down, and it just took the Jello to be the final straw. I believe that when it first went in, everything was good. It was liquid, so the speakers were holding just fine. But as the Jello started to congeal, it expanded, and because inside here in the buttons and speakers, the Jello had already gotten in there, the liquid. Once it cooled and started congealing, it basically just pushed its way in and got to what I can only assume is like the display motherboard in here, and it went down. It's sad to say, but it definitely got in there, and it definitely affected the display. The phone itself still seems to be powering on, but without a screen, it's pretty much useless. It's, it's a shame, but such is life. I wanted to give you guys a little more close up, if my camera will focus, right in on here. You can see everything looks pretty good. You don't see any obvious like burnt or anything that shows that the Jello or anything of my other tests got in there. Like before, you can see all this dirt. It's crazy how much gunk and crap got in there, but I mean, you've seen the tests where I've jumped on it and scooped mud with it. So yeah, the seal is definitely still good. It definitely worked. There was no obvious damage here. I mean, shiny, no corrosion, no nothing wrong. So, like I was saying, the battery, this area, I don't believe was affected. There's no watermark anywhere. I mean, the camera lens is clear. It looks pretty cool in here, though. It's nice to see that their seal actually works so well. I mean, look at the tons of dirt. Like, this is crazy, guys. This poor phone has been through so much smashing. But again, it's clean. Nothing got actually in there. I mean, the buttons, I haven't really, sat here and super clean this phone. It just seems to stay, nothing sticks to it too well. I wash it off every once in a while. But you see here, there's some good amounts of damage. Now, when we talk about the screen here, guys, you can see there's no obvious water damage to the screen. The screen is pretty clean. There's nothing around the seams. Water, you could tell if water got in, because normally you'd see dried watermarks along the edges, or everybody's gotten water on a phone before. You can tell when water's gotten in, but I don't believe water actually got into the screen of the phone. Sorry about the focus here. My camera's having a little bit issue with how shiny the screen is, which, believe it or not, I think is pretty crazy, seeing as, I've stomped this phone and run it over and everything. But yeah, the water did not get into the screen. It kept it nice and secure. They put a lot of glue, whatever they want, adhesive, to keep water out of the screen, and it definitely worked. Alright guys, now that we've gone over the phone, I can pretty much definitively say that this is definitely the weak point. Between drops and chemicals and everything else that's been on it, it makes sense. That's where it's going to be. But the testing had to be done because you guys needed to know, where is the weak point of the phone? Well, we found it. So just be aware that if you're spilling your phone in chemicals or whatever, that's an area to be concerned about. Okay guys, so before I go plugging this thing in, I'm just going to give you a little demonstration here. I'll take the battery, slap it back in the back. Now I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear this, but I'm going to try. So I'm going to turn it on real quick here, and maybe you'll be able to hear it actually boot. Okay, it just vibrated on. Okay, it just booted, and you can see the lights came on, but they're not exactly staying on. But the phone is on at this point. There's nothing on the screen. So if I actually push buttons, you can hear there's still sound coming from it. So it's not 100% cooked here. It still has some sort of life to it. But yeah, it's no good. So let me slap this back on real quick and we'll plug the phone in and see what happens there. Alright guys, quick disclaimer. You probably should never do this. If your phone has got water damage, you're more than likely going to do more damage to it or your charger or to yourself, because you could technically get shocked or something bad could happen to you. So I don't really condone just willy-nilly plugging a device in, especially after it's had some sort of damage to it. But hey, at this point, I'm going to be getting a different Sonim anyway. So here we go. Without further ado, we're going to open the flap here, stick the charger in, and you can see the yellow light is on, which means it's, somewhere between half and 3/4 charged or so. So it's actually plugged in, it's taking a charge. So the phone really, it's not 100% dead, but usability wise, yeah, it's toast. It's never gonna function as a phone ever again. It's sad, but we had to learn, we had to know. It's just, guys, why did it have to be Jello? It could have been anything, and I would have been like, yep, that makes sense. But it was the Jello. So, yep, it's a little bit of a burn that it was Jello. But what are you going to do? It happens, so now we move on. Now, I know it's a shame that what happened, but I still totally think this is a great phone. I do recommend it. It's one of the toughest phones that money could buy, if not the toughest, although Jello did take it out. But again, months and months of complete and utter torture and abuse, and having a 3-year unconditional warranty is pretty great. Now, if you guys follow me, you've seen on my YouTube, I posted a couple things saying that I was going to call Sonim and record the conversation, just a video, just so you could see what they said and how things would move along. Well, before I did that, last night I decided, hey, I'm going to just throw a text to Sonim and see if they'll respond to me on Facebook. So, I just typed up a little message and sent it to them. And within the hour, I got a response back. And Sonim, who literally has been posting my videos all along, so they know exactly what I've been doing and how I've been doing it, and they actually love the videos, which is awesome. Big ups to Sonim. Thanks for everything. But yeah, so I messaged them. They messaged me back, and they basically said they're going to contact me, give me an email, and work on getting my phone replaced right away. So that's pretty freaking sweet. The company has seen me destroying their stuff, and, they're true to their word, and that's integrity right there. They literally did exactly what they said they would. They spoke to me, we went over it, and I'm on my way to getting a new Sonim. So, again, that's pretty sweet. So, yes, this is a setback that the phone broke, and, it's going to be, I'll be without a phone for a little while here, to make these videos, but be rest assured that even though it's temporary that I don't have the phone and, it broke and that's sad, just know that I will be getting another phone, and the testing, is going to continue no matter what. As soon as I get the new phone, we're going to keep smashing. We're just not going to stop, because we need to keep proving that this phone is the toughest, and there's only one way to do that. Keep on smashing. So if you guys like what you see, go ahead and like, subscribe. I'm going to be continuing this story along with making more tests. Once I get the new phone, I'm going to give updates and see how things are going, just to keep you guys in the loop and give you a real life what would happen if you broke your phone, if how long it's going to take, exactly what they're going to say, those kinds of things. So just to keep it interesting, again, if you think this is cool stuff, go ahead and like, subscribe. It means a lot. I'm going to keep making the videos, and we're going to go from there. But Sonim is a great company, and I have faith that they'll get everything done in a timely manner. So, yeah, guys.